Welcome to an episode of As Luke Sees It. I'm Lucas, and today we're going to be talking about the Jodi Arias case. Now, this case has taken the whole country by storm. I mean, you pretty much can't go anywhere without, supermarkets, drugstores, you can't go anywhere without hearing somebody in some line or in some aisle talking about it and expressing their opinions. And I think everybody has a pretty strong opinion, and most people are leaning one way, and if there's anybody leaning the other, mainly supporting her, they're, from the way I see it, they're keeping it to themselves, because I have yet to speak to one person who actually is supporting her claims, or believing a word that's coming out of her mouth. So, I got hooked on this trial around 5 months ago when I first heard of it, and it was intriguing for the reason that it kind of had everything. It was like an all-American trial, an all-American crime. A pretty girl. You could say she's pretty. I don't find her attractive at all, but mainly that's because of her personality, and I don't think arrogance is very attractive. It's just got everything. And right now, it's gaining more and more momentum because there is such a call for justice. There's such a call for this woman's blood. They want her to pay. I mean, people that have no relation to the victim or the victim's family, and they have nothing in common with what's going on in the case, they're bloodthirsty for this. And I can't blame them. I really can't, because I feel the same way, and I have very little in common with any of these people in this case. And I think that a lot of people would agree with me. It's mostly due to the injustice that's happening and the character assassination that's happening to Travis. You shot him, you slit his throat, and you stabbed him 27 times. Okay, I would say for anybody, that's enough. You don't have to, come up with these just absurd claims that can't be substantiated by anything but a known liar's words. So basically, my concern with this case, and I've spoken to a couple of people that agree with me on this, is that if by some way Jodi Arias is acquitted, then future trials in which there's a murder, the murderer can kind of use the Jodi Arias trial as a template for how a step-by-step guide on how they can get away with this. So basically, Jodi's defense is, okay, yeah, I lied, I got caught, let me come up with some garbage reason for why. Okay, these people were threatening my life and my family's life if I didn't stay quiet. Okay, once that got thrown out the window, then it was, well, I wanted to protect Travis's reputation. And then once that got thrown out the window, it was self-defense. I still kind of wanted to protect his reputation, but it's basically all garbage. And it all comes down to the defense is basically throwing anything they can at a wall and hoping something will stick. If she gets acquitted, if she walks, then I could go out and murder someone, and while the trial's going on, I could say, I killed him because he was selling crystal meth in in tubes of toothpaste to senior citizens. And, I'll just sit back, let the defense team do the work, and hope that somebody believes it. It's just absurd. It's absurd that somebody could go so low to already kill somebody in such a horrible, horrible way, and then sit there in court with that smug look on her face and her fake canasta glasses and actually have the nerve to just have that aura of arrogance about her. And if that's just me, then so be it. But I think a lot of you would agree with me that she is arrogant. She has some delusions of grandeur here. She thinks, I'd like to buy her for what she's worth, sell her for what she thinks she's worth, make a beautiful profit. It's very sickening to see how somebody can just consistently assassinate somebody who's suffered enough. And his poor family. Could you imagine being his family? Already having to go through this for years. Sit through autopsy photos. I mean, have to deal with the murderer being in the same courtroom as you. And having to listen to things that... Yet she's pointing the finger at him and all these accusations, which, you know, coincidentally, can't be proven. They can't be substantiated. It's you have to take her word for it to believe any of it. And, I mean, Juan Martinez doing a fantastic job. He is doing, I mean, you've probably heard this all over TV. I applaud him because he is truly an attorney that doesn't care. He does not care what other people think of him. It's almost as if Juan Martinez is related to Travis or his family. I mean, it's the passion he has in his words, the thirst he has for justice, and his method is just, you know, I know you're guilty, Jodi, and you know, you could look at me with that smug look, and every time I ask you a question, you can, you know, if it's yes or no, no, look at the jury, yes, yes, or give them some look when I ask you a question that you think is ridiculous. But Jodi, you are a proven liar many times over. Okay, you are doing something so disgusting in this character assassination after you have already mutilated this young man. Okay, yeah, who cares? Who cares if, yeah, he cheated on you? Who cares? Nobody deserves to die for that. Okay, who cares if he had another girlfriend? Who cares if he was moving on from you? Who cares? If the situation was reversed and this had happened to you, I mean, you would, I mean, your spirit, if you have one, would be just like calling for blood. You'd be, oh, this is such an injustice. I can't believe anybody would do this to me. But the fact of the matter is it seems like this is Jodi's world, and I'm just living in it. I mean, I'm just living in it, and I don't even know if I have the right to be living in it. That's the way it feels when I look at her. I don't know what it is about her, but it goes a little beyond just the adjective arrogant. It's an instinct that she's capable of much more than what she did to Travis already, if that makes sense. Even though I know I'll never meet Jodi Arias, I mean, thank God, but even though I know I'll never be in the same room, let alone probably the same state as her, she scares me. I mean, it's one thing to be kind of nervous about something, but she legitimately scares me, and she scares me for the reason that somebody is capable of this. Somebody is capable of murdering someone, as Juan Martinez said, 3 times, and then having the nerve to know you're busted, to know you're screwed, and think, you know what, if I'm screwed and I did this to myself, you know what, I'm going to take as much of him down as I can, as much more of him down as I can. I'm going to completely mutilate his body, I'm going to mutilate his reputation, and screw his family too. I mean, screw his family, because they gave birth to him, and they were related to him, and he was seeing another woman. So screw them. They'll have to deal with it. It's very sickening. It's very sad to see the looks on these people's faces, and I really do not want to even think about the dread and anguish that would go through them for the rest of their lives if this woman is allowed to walk. I don't think it's likely, but that's not good enough in this case. It's something to where I plead with the jury. Just, you know, you have to either believe Jodi or believe common sense, and that's what it comes down to. This will be devastating to society and the judicial system in the future if she is allowed to walk, because every person in the future will just realize that I could just use the Jodi Arias method, and that'll probably be the name given to it. Just murder them, and then make an accusation against them that paints you to be the hero, that paints you to be, you know, just the person that deserves to be set free because you were just doing the best you could, and you're such a victim and everything. Travis is the victim. Jodi, rot in jail for a few years, get lethal injection, then rot in hell. See you next time.